Hello all, Casual Noob Gamer, back at you with another video. Oh yeah. So we're gonna do what I am now dubbing my annual attempt at my backlog. However, this year, well not this year, it's gonna be for next year, basically this plan. To attack my backlog, I am going to not attack my backlog. So let me explain. So every year I'm doing the backlog. Well, this year was a big time anomaly because I was doing good the first half of the year, getting games in and completing them and playing them, and then just stuff, complications happened in life, and just I had no inclination to turn any of my systems on and play any games. So, and also I just watched the annual Daryl Talks Games video about his backlog that usually does a good, very good amount of views, and he makes it every year, and he gets very detailed. He does kind of what me and my friend, I'm sure a lot of people do. You make a list, you go on how long to beat it, you say, okay, I have this much time, I gotta do this every day, and blah blah blah, and I'm gonna get rid of this many games. And usually for him also it doesn't always work out. So instead of setting up the goal of, hey, I'm gonna get through this many games, instead, my backlog attack for 2026 is going to be something different. Now, hear me out. I am not going to make my goal to get to a certain amount of games specifically, or just in general, any games, and then just say at the end of the year, okay, I got this many games in. What I'm going to do is, because my hardest step for doing this every year is getting myself to play games. So I'm going to make my goal for next year to try to get a certain amount of hours in each day to play. Whatever I play, even if it's a game that basically is like a Fortnite, which basically has no end. You could play it for hours, but you will never really, attach it to the backlog because there's no end to it. So there's no completing of it to put it on a list. But what I hope to attempt to do is that if I start getting myself into the habit of saying, okay, I'm going to get this many hours in of just playing anything. I'm hoping it's kind of like, where they say, like, shit runs downhill. Like, basically, in attempting to just play games, I'm going to actually play enough games that games will start getting completed. And then I will be able to add that to my backlog total. Now, however, my brain gets anxiety to not have some sort of plan. So this also comes back to the Daryl Talks Game video, because last year what he did was something a little novel. He said, okay, I have a little room to fit with what I usually do for games. I will allow the viewers to pick like one game a month for him to try to put into like his totals. So obviously, no offense to you if you are watching this video, but I don't have a large enough audience to get a list of people to put in votes to suggest games that I should be wanting to play. However, I do have a good friend that I met online that I talk with, more frequently than I talk with a lot of people, online, because I really, yeah, that's a whole other story. Anyway, good guy. He's got a very, he plays lots of games. Very impressed by him with that, and he also has very good taste in games. I'm sure if I wanted to, I could probably just pick myself and say, okay. So what I want to do is, I gave him 12 picks for games, of games that I should play. I try to go kind of the rules that Daryl did with Daryl Talks Games, where basically the game shouldn't be over 30 hours. Although he did pick a couple of Persona games, which those runs in the 60 to hundreds of 100 hours range, but that's okay. We'll stick on it. Like I told my friend, for the choices that he picked, he's gonna basically choose about 12. I may not get to the 12. And then also some of his choices were smaller indie games that are like 4 or 5 hours. So with those, I kind of gave those as like free picks, like gimmies, and I didn't count that towards the 12. So there's actually 15 games that he chose that I should play for the year. So this is going to be my backlog plan of games to play for 2026. And now that I'm looking at this list, I see that there are a few RPGs, which are usually longer. But game one is Tokyo Mirage Sessions. And also, because of my situation right now, I have a PS Portal, so I could use that, but the place where my PlayStation and Xbox are right now in my apartment, I cannot guarantee that I would be able to game over there. So luckily, I had purchased an extra dock for my Switch. So the room that I'm currently in now, that you see the chair that I'm sitting in, I have a Switch dock here. So I have access to my Switch. And over the last month of being sidelined in the hospital, I did actually peruse a lot of the eShop sales that were going on and picked up quite a few games digitally to have, because also getting up and down for the system to switch out the games is a little bit of an issue. Plus, like I said, when I play, I kind of want to be able to have the ability to just play a game, play it until like I'm kind of a little tired of it, not to get it to complete it exactly, and then switch over to another game, just so I can kind of just enjoy gaming, which is what gaming should be. It should be an escape, a release, a fun time. It shouldn't be a chore where I'm trying to complete a bunch of games to get like a total or a thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy like trophy hunting on PlayStation. It is great, that dopamine rush when you get that sound that you popped a trophy. That's great, but like, I used to enjoy gaming so much more when it was just like, just put in the game, sit down, enjoy yourself. So I'm trying to get back to that, to get myself back into games. So anyway, yes, back to this list. So number 1, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Number 2, Octopath Traveler 2. Now, I have not finished Octopath Traveler 1, but I figure that, usually I don't like to go backwards when it comes to a game. Like, I don't want to play the second game and then go back to the first, because then you're going to be like, oh, I don't know if I like the way the game is set up now, because the second one will have like quality of life improvements and just different things that make it better. But if I haven't gotten through 1 so far, honestly 2 is a better one. Like if I really want to play one, I'll go back and play it. I don't. I mean, I know people say that like it's improved, but I don't think it's so improved that like I wouldn't want to play one again. So I'll jump into Octopath Traveler 2 because I've heard it's basically a much better version of Octopath Traveler 1 and improves on a lot of the things that people said they were not happy with 1. Astral Chain, which is a great game. I have already started that, and I very much welcome playing that. My friend right now is playing Hades 2 on the Switch and loving it. He loved Hades 1. So instead of him saying, hey, just play Hades 2, which I have, I'm going to play Hades 1, and that's going to be pick number 4. Then there is Metroid Dread, which is a crying shame that I haven't finished that up yet. But yeah, I'll get to that. Which, by the way, I think I own 3 physical copies of that. I bought the game at launch, regular. Then I bought the special edition, which came with the game, so I have that copy. And then I bought off of a site called VGP. They basically had updated carts that basically had the update files on it. I opened it, put the cart in, and it was the version 1.0 in it. So I never contacted them and said, hey, I didn't get the updated cart. I was just like, you know what, whatever. I don't even care. It's not that big a deal. I wanted to have like the complete version on the cart, or as complete as it could be. But yeah, I really don't like contacting customer service for stuff like that. Pick number 6 is Neva, which is a small game. It's a freebie. I wanted to play that anyway. Pick number 7 is Greece, another game I wanted to play. Although I do have that on PlayStation, and that wouldn't be bad as a Portal game. So that's the thing. I have the Portal, but certain games like I'm definitely not playing Expedition 33 on the Portal because that is a game that is time based for your defense and attacks and whatnot, and the Portal is probably not going to work great for that. Number 8 is Balatro. Yeah, like I said, some of these games, I mean, Balatro kind of has, well, there is an ending to it. He said that you have to do a certain thing. I forgot what he said, but yeah, okay. Then this one is either Persona 4 Golden or Persona 5 Royal. Now, in the last month when I was in the hospital, I basically had my Switch every day, my Switch 2. I really didn't turn it on because I was just so exhausted from everything I was doing with physical therapy, and just like my brain wasn't in the headspace to play. But Persona 5 Royal was the game that I actually did say, okay, I'm going to play this because everyone's been saying for a long time that, I mean, everyone that talks about this game says it's like the greatest game ever. So yeah, I was going to get into that. Number 10 is Ori and the Blind Forest, the first one, which is a crying shame that I have not played that either. Then number 11 is Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. Number 12 is Bayonetta Origins. Number 13 is Triangle Strategy. Number 14 is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And number 15 is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which I started when it first came out. I played like the first like level, and then I then after I beat Breath of the Wild recently in June, I actually restarted my game with that and played a little bit and got into it, and it was like, okay, I'm just gonna stop now, and never kind of picked it back up. So I'll get that done. So those are my basically, it was supposed to be 12, but it's 15 because the three smaller games, those are my kind of what I call my tentpole, my grounded games that are kind of going to get me to, hey, gotta work on these. Like each month I'll have like one. I'm some of these may take like more than a month to get through, but basically those are going to be my, hey, focus on these, get these done, try to get as many of these done, and then everything else is just going to be, you know, like I was saying in my previous video, I did actually did a little bit last night too. Um, just like boot up Skyward Sword, play it for a little bit, get through some parts of it, and then just, yeah, you know, um, kind of just play enough games, and eventually, it's kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall. Something is eventually going to stick. So, you throw enough on there. So yeah, that is my backlog plan. My plan is to not attack the backlog, to attack the backlog. See what I'm saying? See the strategy? Backlog's not going to see it coming. Isn't that the Persona like slogan? You'll never see us coming, something like that. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification to know when I put videos up. Oh my goodness, is this gonna be 2 videos in a row? Whew. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? I guess I still have stuff to say. Anyway, yeah, comment below. Like, like I said, I don't have a big fan base per se. I would say, I don't think I've like, maybe I have dedicated people watching my videos, but if you have any suggestions of like games that like are must plays that are available on the Nintendo Switch systems, please let me know, because that's where I'm kind of focusing on right now. I could technically use my Portal, but like if it's a game that like requires like if it's gonna, like if a bad internet connection is really gonna screw up the game experience, then I kind of don't want to play it on my Portal. But I have a Portal, so hey, let's get to using it if we can. So if you have any suggestions kind of in that, and if you can, please do keep it under 30 hours for the games, preferably 20 hours or less for a game. And I'll take it into consideration. I won't do a whole thing of like, oh, by this time as many votes and blah blah blah, that Daryl Talks Games did, because obviously he had a lot more people commenting and kind of putting stuff in there. But yeah, like don't give me like trash suggestions. Like, give me stuff that that like games that you're like, you need to play this. This is like really like a well-known game. Like I know most of like the critically acclaimed games, and I pretty much probably have them over time, picking them up when they've been on sale for a few bucks here and there. So I've probably accumulated a lot of these games here and there. But anyway, you have a great rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, what I'm realizing is it's not about checking off a list. It's about gaming being enjoyable. And gaming is starting to become enjoyable for me again, because I'm making it convenient for me to be able to just jump into a game and just take that thought out of my head of, oh, I'm playing this game, I can't play other games. It's just like, if if like, especially when I watch YouTube videos and they'll have like footage in the background or they'll talk about a game and I'm like, oh, that game looks so good, I want to play that. Why can't I go play that? Why do I have to wait for like the time to be able to play it? Like, if the game is good, it'll keep me hooked and keep me going, and I won't want to put it down. And that's what I'm looking for. Something to just pass the time and be enjoyable and just enjoy myself again, because I really really need that right now with everything. So, more than ever, maybe gaming will come to the rescue again for me, like it did in earlier years in my life. And you all have a great day with that thought. Later.